How you doing, everybody? Jonathan here, and in this video I'm going to go over 7 tips to avoid personal trainer burnout. I've gotten a lot of questions recently, especially from personal trainers who I've helped get into the fitness industry, and you guys got into the industry because you love working out, you love helping people, you love fitness. So when you start to burn out, that's a sign that you need to work on a couple of things. So we're going to go over tips on how you can have a lot of longevity in this industry and also see a lot of success without working as hard. Now, before I do, I just want to recommend that if you have not yet, click on that link up there and subscribe to my newsletter. It'll send you an email every Monday with a short article on how to see success in the fitness industry. If you just happen to stumble upon this video and you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, click on the YouTube icon, as I make videos every Wednesday based on questions that I get the most. And last but not least, if you're subscribed to both, thank you. And if you find this video helpful, please click on the like button because it helps my channel. So let's go over these tips so that you can enjoy your job. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is check for indicators of burnout. I would say that there are 3. Number 1 would be lack of satisfaction with your job, just constantly complaining about your job in general. Number 2 would be snappiness or short-temperedness with your clients. And number 3 would be a lack of regard for your own personal health and fitness. These are 3 indicators to personal training burnout. So I'm going to give you 7 tips on how to turn that around so you can see success and have fun doing it. Now, tip number 1 is going to revolve around the stress that's usually created by the sales process. And I've said this a number of times, that you don't have to go through the psychological warfare giving away 3 one-hour sessions per person to sell personal training. If you want to streamline the sales process, just teach free classes. Because, first and foremost, not everybody is built for personal training, all right? Not everybody can afford it, and some people just like to work out in groups more than they like to work out one-on-one. So, when you teach a free class, that's a low barrier to entry, people can try you out, and moreover, if they're interested, you have 2 options for them. They can go into your paid boot camp, or they can go to personal training, but you won't have to do that long sales process, because however many of your free classes they took, they already have an idea that they like you. It's just a matter of, can they afford it or not? If they can afford the personal training, they go with the personal training. If they can afford the boot camp, they'll go with the boot camp. So eliminate the sales process by just teaching free classes. Give them an idea of who you are, how you train, and they'll either say, well, I want more of this group training, how much does it cost? Or I want your training in a one-on-one setting. And I'd always say that the best way to give them a great workout is to do group personal training instead of aerobics classes. And if you have not checked out my Dumbbells to Dollars course, it has an entire syllabus on how to teach classes that can either be done in personal training or in boot camp. And I've never had a personal trainer run this syllabus with a client or with a group of clients and say that the client didn't enjoy it. So if you want more information on it, I definitely recommend that you click on that icon over there, or it'll probably be over there. I don't know which side I'm going to put it on, but click on the Dumbbells to Dollars icon to learn more about the course. Now, the next tip is going to revolve around the stress that accumulates because of late cancels. So you know what it's like when you get a text at 6 p.m., you have a session at 6:30, you know it's your client late canceling. So what does that mean? That means you lose money because you can't train anybody at that time, and then you have to work more hours. You have to make up for that client, and then you also have to make up for the money that you lost at that time. You have to shuffle people around. I would say that you're much better off delegating to the digital. And in the course, I speak about an application called SquareUp. And this application allows you to put clients in, set their schedules on your calendar, on your phone, and in your email, and it will send them a text reminder and an email reminder with whatever notification time you want. It'll also help you to write out your cancellation policy, and then that way, if a client can't make the session, they already know what the cancellation policy is. Finally, they can just go to your website, which I also teach you how to build on my Dumbbells to Dollars course, and they can book a one-on-one session themselves based on your availability. So that eliminates a lot of calls that you have to make, a lot of monitoring that you have to do, and it will free up your mind. So wherever you can delegate to the digital so that you don't have to do as much work. Now, number 3 is to be kind to yourself. You have to be your first and most important client. So what does that mean? That means that you have to make time for your own personal training sessions and your workouts. You have to take time for real meals. You just can't live off of bars and coffee. And number 3, you want to do as few turnovers as possible. A turnover is where you work late on Tuesday and then you work early on Wednesday. Give yourself enough time to sleep, to recover, to think, to breathe. All right. And if you work in a gym, then try to work it out with another trainer where, all right, you're not going to go Tuesday 10 p.m. and then Wednesday 5 a.m. All right, you're going to go Tuesday 10 p.m. and then Wednesday 10 a.m. and then work with other trainers, trade clients so that you can enjoy your job and you have some longevity. Do it with a trainer that you trust, and then you should be able to see a lot of success. Tip number 4 is to try not to train more than 4 hours straight. I did this as a personal trainer. I worked 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. By the time the 1:30 client came, I had no energy left for the client. And personal training clients need a lot of your emotional energy as well as your intellect. So if you're burning yourself out emotionally and the 5:30 and the 6:30 client are getting the best out of you and the 1:30 and 12:30 client are getting whatever's left, you running on fumes, then you're actually likely to lose that 11:30, 12:30, 1:30 client. All right, you're better off taking that 10:30 off or taking that 9:30 off for an hour. Give yourself a good meal, give yourself an hour to clear your head, give that client off to another trainer, and then train until 3:30 instead of 2:30, whatever the case may be. Just try not to train more than 4 hours straight, because the amount of attention that you have to give clients, the amount of energy, and again, only personal trainers will be able to understand. It takes a lot out of you. So give yourself time to recover so that each of your clients get the best out of you. All right, now tip number 5 might be met with a bit of opposition from some of the viewers out there, but hear me out, and that is that most of your clients should work off of a workout template. All right, and I'll give you a quick idea on why I feel this way. I believe in an 80-20 rule, all right, where for the average lay person, now this is not the athlete, but the average lay person that's overweight and looking to get into a healthy body fat percentage, the workout doesn't need to change much. That's why teaching classes can still work if your workouts are sound. All right. The areas where people need the individual attention is going to be in the area of intensity and pace. This can also be accomplished in a class. The 20% that can't be accomplished in a class usually revolves around muscular imbalance, and that can be done with exercise modification, but moreover, it's just a lack of mobility. So it's stretching, which has to be done every day, and then a lot of times can fall onto the client if prescribed accordingly by the trainer. Now, you don't have to agree with all that completely, but I say that to say this. This 80%, which is for the most part the same for everybody, can free your mind when it comes to the amount of training or planning that you do for each personal training session. I, as a personal trainer, used to operate very differently. I used to have a completely different workout for every person, and then I found that over the last 5 years, running the boot camp, having people of all shapes and sizes come to my boot camp and they all see success, it's because 80% of the workout is essentially the same, and the 20% is usually homework for them, revolves around stretching and mobility. So if you're looking for a template on workouts, again, I always say check out my Dumbbells to Dollars course. The syllabus is easy to understand, it's effective, it's easy to pick up for the client, and it'll make your life a lot easier. Now, tip number 6 is ditch your nightmare clients, all right? Everybody has that one client who doesn't pay attention to their nutrition, constantly late cancels, constantly complains, makes your life a living hell. I guarantee you're going to be better off if you just get rid of that client completely. Why? Because they suck the energy out of you. They actually require more energy, that one client, than perhaps 5 of your others combined. And the energy that you're saving from that one client that you're able to put into the other ones who are actually positive people will help them to see better results, and they're going to be more likely to refer friends to you. So while it may sting to let that, I don't know, $200, $300 a month go, if you can, let the client go and then focus on the clients that actually want to be with you, all right? Because they will give you more clients, they'll give you more energy, they may train with you more often to make up for that client that's just, causing you to stress out. Let that client go, your life will be much easier. And last but not least is always make sure to save for rainy days and holidays, all right? You are going to have situations where you have to take a vacation, all right? There are 3 times of the year where I think are safest to take a vacation. Number one is going to be the last week of August, Labor Day weekend. Number two is going to be the last week of the year between Christmas and New Year's, because a lot of people are celebrating. And number three is going to be the first week of April, if you have a lot of parents, because that's when the kids have spring break, and then families tend to take vacations. Now, the 3 times of year that you definitely don't want to take off is going to be the first week of the year. It's going to be the second week of September, because now parents with small kids have their kids settled into school, so they don't have to entertain them all day long. And it's going to be the first week of spring. So whenever we start to transition from winter over to spring and the layers come off and people are no longer eating that comfort food and they're realizing, whoa, I did all this damage, I need a personal trainer, or I need to get in shape because I got vacations coming, that's when you're going to really want to put the pedal to the metal when it comes to training. So this time of year is a great time to try to recruit parents who have been on vacation all year round. It's a great time to call your clients, and it's a great time to give them great workouts and turn them over. So you really need to be mindful of the time of year when you take a little bit of a break and the time of year when you need to put the pedal to the metal, because that's when you make the most amount of money that you can save for the rainy day. And when you're able to take that vacation, you're going to be much happier, you're going to be much healthier. And as always, a happy trainer, a healthy trainer is going to be a successful trainer. So, I hope you found this video helpful. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, comment below. If you enjoyed this video, I definitely ask that you like the video, as it helps the channel. Check out my Dumbbells to Dollars course, as it's going to be a great resource to learn how to run classes, to learn how to delegate to the digital, to get great workouts, and how to build your own business if you're working in a gym, to have the freedom to work 2 to 3 hours a day like I do and still make the same amount or more money that you've ever had in this industry. So I'm going to be back next week. I'll be back every Wednesday. Give me your feedback. Follow me on Facebook. And as always, remember to eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe. Stress levels low, get rest. Don't slack anybody. Love your clients. I'll love you back. I'll see y'all tomorrow or the next day. And you have a good one.